Hey YouTube, I'm back once again. This is part 2 of my entire HD DVD collection. And we'll be looking through D's, E's, F's and G's in this one. So we're going to get straight into it. So starting with Dante's Peak. It's been the UK release, still sealed. And the Australian release, Dante's Peak. Don't have the US one though, which is weird because I thought I had at some point. Maybe I didn't. Dark Man, love this movie. Dawn of the Dead, the unrated director's cut. This has been the remake, 2003, 2004, somewhere around there. Daylight, UK release. And Daylight Australian release. Dead Silence, unrated combo edition, and first of the steelbooks is Death Proof. I think this was probably, if not the very last officially studio released, at least studio released HD DVD. It came out in Germany. I mean, there's been quite a few independent releases since then, as recent as last year, in fact, from HD DVD Revived. This is not going to come out of here. Oh, there we go. So this one is still factory sealed. It's the only one of the steelbooks that I own that's factory sealed, from Germany. In fact, I think I'm sure all of the HD DVD steelbooks came from Germany. Yeah, I really do like that release. And there is actually a Blu-ray with identical artwork, and I think, like I said, with the Bonnie and Clyde digibook, the only difference is the strip at the top. I mean, there'll be a little bit of difference on the back, but it's blue and Blu-ray, obviously, and then anything that refers to HD DVD will be changed as well on the case. But yeah, the Blu-ray is almost identical. And then we've got Death Sentence. Debbie Does Dallas Again. Yeah, enough said about that one. Wasn't very good. Deep Purple, Live at Montreux. The Deer Hunter, the UK release. Deer Hunter, US release. Put out through Universal in America, although it's Studio Canal, I think, here in the UK. Yeah. And again through Universal in Australia. Deliverance. Departed. This is the US HD DVD only release. There is a combo, which I know I had, which is also a US release, but it's not here anymore, and I don't know where on earth it could be. So yeah, that was MIA. And then I've got the Australian release, The Departed. Derailed, and this is one of the ones that you can hear in there. So the Amray discs, there's a bit of loose plastic in the centre. The Amray discs, Amray cases, when I had that mishap, if you like, on Sunday. Have I got an Amray case? Yeah. A lot of them, when they landed, sheared off the hub, literally. I guess it must have just been the impact sheared off the top part of the hub. I lost 7 of those cases. I replaced them, no problem, because they were useless. Once half that hub's gone, it won't hold a disc anymore. Quite a few with this type of hub broke like that, because they've got like 4 parts. If one breaks, it will still hold the disc. So yeah, a few of these type cases did break, but not sufficiently enough to destroy the case. Anyway, that one's derailed. Digital Video Essentials High Definition and Digital Video Essentials HD Basics. The Dirty Dozen. And we've got some Discovery Atlas. So we have Discovery Atlas Australia and Discovery Atlas Australia. There are 2 different releases, and they're literally packaging differences only. I had a bunch of these of all the different countries at one time, and I sold most of them on eBay, and I didn't notice until really late on that there was a slight difference. As you can see on the bottom of the spine there, I mean, it's negligible, and on the back one has a barcode and one doesn't. And I don't know the significance of why that is, why they would release one without a barcode and one with a barcode. So I kept one of each that I had, at least. I mean, I had one of each of one type, but not. I think they're all barcoded ones that I have. So yeah, I've got one of each of those, and I've got Discovery Atlas Brazil. That's just the barcoded one. Discovery Atlas China, once again the barcoded version. As far as I know, the disc contents are identical. And then Discovery Atlas Italy, again I've got both of those. Don't really need both, but I just thought, why not? I didn't go on my way looking for them, I already had them. That said, if I need to get Brazil or China, that might be difficult, finding those 2 without the barcode. But if I come across them, then I'll pick them up if they're cheap enough. Oh, missed some in the bottom of the pile again. Right, Dispatch Zimbabwe. This is a live concert. I'm not sure who's on here. Maybe that's the name of the group. Disturbia, UK release. Disturbia, Australian release. District B13. This was just District 13 in the UK. Awesome film. Really enjoyed this one. And the sequel, although the sequel came out too late to get an HD DVD release, but I'm pretty sure I've got them both on Blu-ray. Yeah, I really like that one. Die Zauberflöte. That's probably a terrible pronunciation, but yeah, it's just an opera. Mozart. Dog Day Afternoon. It's been the US release. This one's still sealed. And then, as you probably saw just a moment ago, I've got the Australian version of Dog Day Afternoon. Doom, the UK release. And Doom, the US. And Australian. And then Dragonheart. Dragon's Lair. That's quite a rare one. Dreamgirls. Dreaming Arizona. Dreaming Nevada. The Dukes of Hazzard, Unseen. This is the UK release. And Dukes of Hazzard Unrated, the US release. I'm pretty sure these are identical movies. Just we don't get unrated here in the UK normally, but it was quite common back then, at least, for certainly a comedy to be sold on DVD, Blu-ray, HDVD, whatever, as unseen, as a slightly less cut version or an uncut version compared to what was in the cinema. I guess they did exactly the same in the US, but they always called them unrated, or not always, but mostly, I think. June, East is East. Eagles Farewell Tour, live from Melbourne. Eastern Promises, a film I'd never saw until quite recently. Was it last year? Maybe the year before. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. It's very awesome. The Elephant Man looks really, really good in high definition. Elizabeth, UK release. Elizabeth, the Golden Age, also UK release. Elizabeth, the US release. And Elizabeth, the Golden Age, the US. This one being a combo format. Oops. End of Days. Enter the Dragon. Now you might think this doesn't belong here. This is Japanese release of Rebellion. However, over here it was Equilibrium. So we've got the disc in there. This is just some alternate artwork that I downloaded off the internet a long time ago, just for this. So yeah, I keep it on the shelf in that one, and then that one just gets popped away. Erin Brockovich. This film blew me away when I first saw it, because I had no expectations. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Jim Carrey. There's something about Jim Carrey in serious roles. There was this, and there was oh god, my mind's gone blank now. There was another film. Oh, what was it called? The Majestic. Yeah, I really loved that as well. But this, again, like I say, in fact, it wasn't Jim Carrey that drew me this film. It was Kate Winslet. And I got it on the strength that she was in it, and well, I didn't get it. I watched it on telly years ago before I got the HD DVD. And yeah, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. Next up, Evan Almighty. This is the UK release, the US combo release. The Australian release. Evening combo release. Never seen this, it's still sealed. A fantastic movie, but not the best transfer for high definition. Excalibur. I would be quite interested to see if this has got a Blu-ray release, and if the transfer is any better. No, it's a very long time since I watched this, even on HD DVD, so I'm probably going to give it another go, because I do love this film. I saw it first, I don't know how old I was, but it was on the telly, so it was probably in the mid-80s, and absolutely loved it. Yeah, great movie. That's about halfway there almost, I think. Eyes Wide Shut. This was another film that I went into with very little expectations, and it was good. I enjoyed it. It's a long film, it's a really long film, but yeah, I enjoyed that one. And then we have the German release. That was the UK release. This one's the German release, again, like 2001. I've got this one for the alternate artwork. Face Off, Failure to Launch, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, Fast and the Furious, the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, and the Fast and the Furious Ultimate Collection, contained in the first 3 movies. Then we've got the Fast and the Furious US release, and the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift Combo Edition US release. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, great teen comedy, really like that one. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I've tried a couple of times to watch this film and I just couldn't get into it. I've switched it off both times, which is probably the reason. It's not probably, it is the reason why I never bothered getting the more recent Arrow limited edition release, because I know it's one that I'll just never watch. That's never stopped me before though, but never mind. Jet Li's Fearless, UK release, and Fearless again, this is the US release, combo edition. Feast, unrated. Field of Dreams, absolutely great movie. Fireplace Impressions. Firewall, UK release, and Firewall, the US combo release. First Blood. This one you will probably say doesn't belong here, and you'd be right, it doesn't, but it's here. Rambo First Blood Part 2, and the reason it's here, I have the Australian release also, First Blood, but the Australian release of First Blood Part 2 is just that. There's no Rambo in the title, so I just thought, just to keep them together. I mean, I could have easily shot that in the R's with Rambo 3, but because that one's here, just keep the pairs together, I thought. That was my thinking anyway. First Descent, Flags of Our Fathers. This has been the UK release on a Warner disc, which does still play. But the US release, it's a Paramount release. Don't know why. It came out through Paramount, so there shouldn't be any trouble with that one. I've not actually tested it, but this is a 2-disc set. So the movie on one disc and the special features on the other. This is one disc, but it's a double-sided. So you've got the movie on one side. Is it double-sided, or have I just got it the wrong way around? No, it is a double-sided disc. But I'm pretty sure this is one of the very few double-sided HD DVD on both sides. Or am I just... Yeah, so both of those discs are HD DVD. That's something I probably need to check, because I'm just assuming there's HD DVD on both sides. The special features been on side 2. There we go. Side B, special features, 1080i or 1080. Well, you've got it in view. 1080i or 1080p. So yeah, it is a HD DVD disc on both sides, which is fairly unusual for the format. Maybe that's why that one still works, I don't know. But this whole thing with disc rot and Warner Brothers, I think it's blown out of proportion. Yes, it exists. It most certainly exists. But for me, in my experience, the majority of the discs I try work. That's to say I've tried every single disc recently, I haven't. But the ones that I do play, there are a certain few that are notorious, and almost every copy you get probably will be a rotter. But for the most part, in my experience, they seem to work fine. Some you can see the discoloration on the disc as soon as you look at the surface, and they still play okay. Other ones, they look brand spanking new and they don't play. But again, I've said this a few times now, in my experience, I don't believe it's anywhere near as bad as people make it out to be. Moving on, Fletch, great 80s comedy. Then Freedom 1. I completely forgot about these when I did my Super Jewel case collection. Technically they're not DVDs, but they're in Super Jewel cases. And these are a weird disc because they are a combo of a sort. So we've just seen a combination disc. Actually, it wasn't a combination disc, but because now I want one. There isn't one. A hand. Basically, a combination disc. There's one. Combination disc. It's double-sided, and it'll have the DVD on the top surface and the HD DVD on the bottom surface. So when you pop it in like that, it plays the HD DVD and other side DVD. So it's basically two discs glued back to back, the DVD on one side, the HD DVD on the other. These are dual layer discs, but they have one layer that's a DVD and one layer that's a HD DVD. So we'll play on a DVD player, a Blu-ray player and a HD DVD player, but it will only play in high definition on the HD DVD player. But yeah, I thought that was a great idea, and I don't know why they didn't implement that more. Certainly on these combo discs. That's Freedom 1. Freedom 2. Again, much the same inside. Good anime, but the Blu-ray is dubbed, so you've got English audio track. On this one it isn't, you've only got Japanese with English subtitles, which is annoying. I've done the same again, haven't I? I've missed a bunch out. So we've got Flyboys. This one, very recent pickup, so I've not watched it yet. Fog, great John Carpenter film from the late 70s or early 80s. Good film though, I like that one. For the Love of the Game. Forbidden Planet. Absolutely awesome sci-fi movie from the 1950s. Am I right about that? Was it the 60s? I think it was the 50s, but yeah, I really like that film. Then we've got The Fountain. It's been the standard HD DVD US release. And The Fountain, the combo edition. Again, this one's been tested and works. Four Brothers. Freedom Writers. Not seen that one. Friday Night Lights. Frighteners, great film, really enjoyed that one. That's the UK release. Well, we've also got the Australian release. Peter Jackson directed this movie, and it's Michael J. Fox as well, starring in it. Full Metal Jacket. This been the UK. I don't know if this is cut or uncut. There's two different versions of this. Let's have a look on the back. Does it say? It will say somewhere. So this is 116 minutes. And this is just a standard HD DVD release. Then we've got what was originally advertised as deluxe edition, but there's nothing deluxe that I'm aware of about it. It just has different artwork, and it kind of matches the other Kubrick movies that were released on HD DVD. And this one has a running time of 112 minutes. It's actually a shorter version of the film. I'm not sure if there's any difference to the special features. Yeah. So yeah, this one has got as a theatrical trailer, whereas this one's got a bunch more other special features on the back there. And we have the German release, again with the alternate artwork. Very simple, I like that one. And a US release. Then The Fugitive, UK release. Again, tested the US and Australian releases. Good Night and Good Luck, a film that I've never seen. This one being a US standard HD DVD. That one's sealed. And then the US combo edition. The Good Shepherd, UK release. The Good Shepherd US combo. Goodfellas, UK release. And Goodfellas US. Gothica, I haven't seen that one for a very long time, and I actually don't remember that much about it. The Graduate, what can I say about this? I watched this for the very first time on this format probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I loved it. It was fantastic, and I can't believe it took me so long to watch this movie. This movie's older than me, but yeah, brilliant. Grand Prix, another awesome film. So many movies I discovered through collecting HD DVDs. This one, yeah, I really like that one. Galapagos, this is the UK from the BBC documentary. And then we've got Galapagos again. This is a US release. Now, one thing I have noticed about BBC releases, and it's the same, or for the most part it's the same on Blu-ray, in the UK 90% of the time they always came encoded in 1080i. I'm not sure if that's coming up on the camera there, but it's right at the top. High definition 1080i 16:9. On the US ones, of usually the very same releases, they state that they are 1080p. Now, I don't know if there's any way to test that. I've tried every HD DVD player I own, but on my HD DVD player, when you there's a button you can press and it tells you what it's outputting, but it tells you what it's sending to the TV. It doesn't actually tell you what the disc is outputting. So mine always says 1080p. So I don't know if there's any way to test that. One, is this 1080i? And two, is this truly 1080p, or are they just fibbing? With the discs, I assume the artwork's going to be different on the discs anyway. So it's very similar, but it's clearly not the same pressing of the disc on the front, at least. So I don't know why they do that, but it's almost every Blu-ray and HD DVD BBC disc that I own from the UK are 1080i, and for the very few that I've had, and I think 90%, if not all of them, have been HD DVDs, BBC releases from the US, are 1080p. Even when I've got both, it's the same with. In fact, we'll have a look when I get to the P's. But for Planet Earth, I seem to recall it was the same with Planet Earth. the US one's a 1080p and the UK one's a 1080i. It's just one of those weird observations, and I don't know why. It's perplexing. Right, moving on. This I really like. Galaxina, a bit of a cheesy sci-fi, 80s sci-fi movie. A bit of a, is it a Star Wars rip-off? Yeah, it will, because Star Wars came out well before this. But it's one of those films in that, like, through the late 70s and early 80s, that space movies prior to that weren't really that popular. But then Star Wars came along, and everybody wanted to make a Star Wars-esque movie. And I think this was probably one of those. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, if you like that type of thing, at least. The game, again, this is another film that I discovered through HD DVD. Discovered's probably not the right word, because I knew of its existence. I just never watched it until I got the HD DVD, and it is fantastic. Really, really like that one. The Getaway, it's been the US release, the original Steve McQueen version of the movie. Again, love that one. And The Getaway, the remake from '94, I think. Again, it's a decent film. It's been unrated, and as far as I'm aware, this is yet to get a Blu-ray release anywhere. And as far as high definition is concerned, physically, it's probably available on some streaming service or as a digital download somewhere. But physically, I want to say this is the only way you can get it in high definition, and it is quite expensive when you come across them. Ghost Rider, need we say more than that? And finally, we have, okay, Girls Gone Wild, Baby Bash, Girls Gone Wild, Sex Race, and Girls Gone Wild, Sexiest Moments Ever 2. These are crap. These are really, really bad. They're awful. But they were HD DVDs, and they were pretty cheap at the time, so I grabbed them anyway. Right, there we go. That is a whole another big bunch of HD DVDs. That is D, E, F and G. Done. Again, I forgot something. It wasn't on the pile, I put it to the side. What we have, I have to pick that up, is the limited edition collection for Forbidden Planet. Doesn't actually say anything on the front here that it's HD DVD, but it's in a tin case. There we go, HD DVD set. Like I mentioned before, I love this movie, and I got this real bargain off eBay a couple of years ago now, I think. Why won't it come off? Because it's stuck in at the bottom there by the looks of it. Okay, I might need two hands. Don't think it's supposed to do that. So this is a US release. Get that off. There we go. Let's put this back on the stand. Okay. So yeah, got a J card on it, as you saw. All the contents there. And then inside we have a sealed copy of the movie. I've left this like this because my other copy at the moment is a working copy, so we'll just keep that for now. And then inside you've got a whole bunch of goodies. There's art cards and books and whatnot, and a little Robbie the Robot figure. I don't think there's anything, that's all padding in there just for that. There's a bunch of stuff, and then the whole collection. I'm not going to get all these out, there's a whole bunch of hobby cards in there. But yeah, this is a great set, very fragile, and as you can see, it's not in perfect condition. And the pictures on eBay when I bought it showed that it had various little, was it this side? It was somewhere on one of the edges. Maybe it was that. I thought there was a bigger dent. The guy did have 2 lots of these for sale, and one of them was in worse condition than the other, but the other one was cheaper. And I went for this one just because it seemed to be in better condition. But I'm actually at this point surprised. So there is a little dent in there. For some reason I thought there was a bigger dent in the side, but anyway, this is probably one of my favourite pieces in this HD DVD collection. Something that I didn't think I was ever going to get hold of because they were always really expensive on eBay. I think I got this for about $11.99 or $12.99. It was cheap for what it is, and yeah, I'm so pleased. I'm pretty sure I did an unboxing of it when it arrived, but there's definitely a video somewhere on the channel. I'll see if I can dig it out and link it. So there we go. Just one last thing for this here video. So either I'm going to cut back in, and thanks again for watching. Yeah, ta-ra.